and then I'm about to go ahead and share my screen. Um, Give me 1 second. Let me just put this in the group real quick. As soon as I get this YouTube link, hold on, let me just go live. All right, and then I'm about to go. How was everybody's week last week, guys?
It was good.
It was
Pretty good.
good.
Really good. Okay, cool. Before I get into today though, did anybody see red box, blue box, green box on did anybody see it on GU earlier this week?
Yes.
Period. Come on.
Hey.
Great job. Okay. I'm gonna share it real quick. Today we're going into a psychology call, seeing as though it's the beginning of the year. I am gonna do my psychology call a little bit different. I'm gonna do a two-part call, but the first one that I want to do is literally just based off of achieving success. Because if our mindsets aren't in the right place there's no way we could be successful at trading. So I don't know how many people have like watched my Instagram when I had like share a couple of like some of the daily habits that I do. I'm gonna go into that in like an actual detail with you guys. Because ultimately, like our daily habits is what separates us ultimately. That's the only thing that gets us success is doing stuff consistently over time is what builds that. Like when people talk about like compounding your accounts and compounding your accounts in trading, it's the same thing with your actual daily life, like how you think, what you speak over yourself, from your body, like everything is from actual daily deposits put in every single day. Like even what people talk about new year, new me, and there are a lot of people that want to lose weight and they work out for a little bit of time and be like, oh my God, I don't see results. But then they have ate bad their whole life and just expect to see results tomorrow. It's like that it doesn't work like that. Like what you do consistently over time is what you will like ultimately yield. And when we talk about like even the Bible, when it talks about sowing and reaping a harvest, we want to make sure we are planting good seeds in good soil so that we reap good harvests, not bad ones. Okay. So I'm gonna just share my screen real quick though, because I do want to just show y'all this before we go into the actual charts. So, I'm sorry, and before we go into the actual, do, 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 um, what am I talking about? Before we go into the actual presentation, there we go. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so when we ended off the call last Sunday, obviously, like we didn't have absolutely nothing. Like the market needed to give us something first. We didn't have any confirmation for anything or whatever the case may be. Then Monday night on our Zoom call, price was like here. And somebody asked me, like, okay, Jessica, where you see price going? I had mentioned that we still had not had anything yet at all. However, I mentioned that it looked like divergence might be starting to form. And the reason I had said that was divergence had not formed yet. It was literally something like this. The reason I said it looked like divergence was starting to form was because we had that small little peak, and that's typically how like divergence starts. Like we start having like small little shifts and a creep up. So obviously, if you look at this price structure, you will see that we didn't have a pullback. So my first inclination last week was like, okay, or early, well, last Monday was okay. It looks like divergence starting to form, but again, we didn't have confirmation for anything. Like, and when it comes to confirmation, you always want to wait for your confirmation. If anybody's new and don't know how I trade on YouTube, I always wait for confirmation before entering a position because we are not just gambling. Like, this is a true skill set that you like 1 + 1 = 2, that you are taking actual data from the market and applying it to be able to understand where price is going next. Okay. So the way price started to structure out, I'm gonna actually delete this so you can see how clear it was at the time. Then I'll add it back on. So it started to form like this. And I'm like, okay, it looked like price go give us some divergence, but again, wasn't clear yet. So after we started to have divergence form, all right, going into Tuesday, you see how this is going higher. And then our divergence is two things doing the opposite for people who have not followed me and don't know that. So price started to make higher highs and higher lows. The RSI started to make lower lows and lower highs, right? You see that? Everybody see that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
Yes.
at the point in which price still continued, we still didn't have let me not say we. I still did not see a safe entry because again, when it comes to divergence, you don't know how long price is going to diverge. I honestly thought it was going to diverge to this foundation level of here. So price was divergence. Literally, price came here. At this point, okay, I need y'all to follow me. This was a level of resistance over here. At this point in real life trading, once you see this low break this in this structure, this was clear as day. I was like, oh, this about to recess. If this resets, this gonna be red box, blue box, green box. So red box, blue box, green box is support that is broken and retested as resistance. So this was support. Now we're not talking about a full level of support. Like over here, you have this level of support, and then you have this level of resistance in like a zone or a structure. We're talking about actual like price points for entry. So we had this point here, support point. All right. Support that was broken. All right. The point where it pushed down, retested as resistance. This was where I drew my fib. At this point, I I want y'all to see this clearly. All right. This is how real life price when you understand like when I talk about things adding up to give you a answer, right? The things adding up is this. We have our first low of this smaller structure that's here. We have divergence. We already know it's a pullback. All right. We didn't have an entry for the divergence up here. There was not multiple points for this divergence. So we couldn't put a trend line anywhere, right? Even if we try to force a trend line right here, there's no clear retest. So if you got in up here, you were really gambling. You didn't have confirmation for it. All right. Here though, we have again red box, blue box, green boxes, which is basically that test of support broken, retested as resistance. This point for this low is a fib structure. Now, I didn't carry it as low as it fully carried. Once I saw this, I literally just took this position to I was super busy last week. Didn't have time. But you guys know when I trade, I literally trade to net stopping points. So looking left, this was just a clear as day position. You see over here, we had support all through here. Once my support lined up with my TP level, lined up with my entry of my retest entry, this was clear as day the price was coming here. So when I talk about like you have those clear as day trades, but you have to be patient and wait on them, this is an example of that. Make sense? After we had exhausted off that zone that literally pushed there, again, once price hit the TP, I was done. Make sense? Y'all know my short positions, I stack up in twin trade, but there we are. Make sense? Now, obviously,
Yes.
looking back to where price is now, like it would have been beautiful that I caught that wholesale, but again, oh, I'm like, where is my chart? Okay. Obviously, looking back, it would have been beautiful that I caught that wholesale right here. It literally pushed down so beautifully. But again, I wasn't in the market at the time. You can't cry for spilled milk. Don't really care. Like it's just you trade what you see at that time. That's what I saw at the time. Did not have confirmation for this breaking because I wasn't looking at the market then. I wasn't in the market then. So for people who caught it lower, that is absolutely wonderful, great, fantastic. Got it?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Clear
So
for
Jess,
everybody?
Yes.
All right.
can I ask
Yes,
you a
I have a
Just real
question?
Okay.
quick about that.
Huh?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Uh, you said there wasn't another, you didn't see another entry on that chart? There was no other red box, blue box, green box entry going down?
No, not for me. Just the one
Okay,
that I just shared.
okay.
Mm-hmm. There could have been more present later on, but yeah, I just got my money and left this week. Okay.
Jess, I had a quick question too about stopping points
Mm-hmm.
because I missed that first one. And to look just to say I didn't see the red box, blue box, green box on this one. I was looking at USD CAD, but
Okay.
one of the things that came up for me this week when trading is that I see entry points, and when I see them, if there's a zone below it,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I won't enter because I feel like I'm gonna get stopped out, and it's not enough pips for me to like jump in.
Mm-hmm.
So I need help with, I think, the psychology around zones and when to know like when it makes sense to place a trade and when not. Because I missed out on a nice sale after this one, like right below it. I can show you my chart if you want.
Well, no, because the concepts are still the same. So, this was like a 50 pip trade. Like when I know that like I'm not expecting price to go super far. I think I mentioned this a couple times before. Like typically I'll twin trade it so I could still like make a good amount of profit, even though it's a shorter distance, right? Because two good lot sizes on 50 pips is, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of me waiting for a 100 pip trade, is like just execute what you see at that time. Now, when you talk about like a zone near whatever case would be, it depends on how short that zone is, right? So if I'm in a level like, let's say, let's look to the past. Um, um, where is something this? Okay, so we could use something like this because I remember these weren't as well. No, these are pretty much the same. Um, Okay, let's say somebody did not enter off of this break and retest here and entered more so like up here, whatever case may be. The psychology around feeling like you're gonna get stopped out. What's so hold on. Let me articulate correctly real quick. Let me think about what I want to say before I say it. So I feel like if you are concerned about a position getting stopped out, you shouldn't enter the position in the first place. That's the first part.
Hmm.
If you feel like the trade does not have enough room to breathe and you are concerned about the risk to reward, meaning you're in a small consolidation area and you feel like, okay, well, when it comes to like my stop loss or wherever kids may be, like you have to understand if you're putting your stop loss. Okay, I know what I'm trying to say, but I want it to come out properly. So if you guys know when I talk about structure, right? If you are putting your stop loss based off of a minor structure, right,
Hmm.
then trade it based off of that. But you do need to have make sure you have like a safe enough risk to reward. However, that is very different than people being scared of the market movement. That's what I'm trying to say. Being scared of the market movement, so they're just putting their stop loss and putting their stop loss and not even giving their trade room to breathe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. In
Does
this
that make sense?
instance, that
And then
definitely makes sense.
hold on. It's a part two to that. And then when you're in these consolidation areas, because they're already short, that's what I mean by understanding those, what would that risk to reward be? So meaning if I am at a level of support or a demand zone, right?
Hmm.
I know that I'm not expecting price to go lower because I'm already at that demand zone. So if
Hmm.
I'm expecting a 50 pip profit to push to that high of that resistance, then my stop loss is very short because I'm not expecting price to break below that zone in the first place if I have confirmation for why I'm getting in that position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, it makes sense. In this instance, I think it was a little bit different because price actually like pushed through the zone and I didn't think it was going to do that. I thought it was going to stop, but it just kept going down. So I didn't place the trade and I'm wondering like, is there something that I could have, well,
You push through the
a
zone to
minor
go in a
zone.
buy. I'm assuming it's a buy because USCK would typically do this opposite of GU, right?
No, I'm talking about the one on GU. I'm talking about the second
Oh,
sale that I missed out on GU.
I'm sorry. I thought you said you traded USDCAD.
I
So you
do. I
said
do
it
both. I'm
pushed through the
sorry.
zone right here? Right
Exactly.
here?
That second zone right there.
Uh-huh. So
It
what was your
pushed through
question
that.
about this part?
How would I have known that that was going to continue to push down?
I mean, that's what the confirmation's for. Just like over here last Monday when we talked and I said If somebody would have caught this buy right here, you didn't really have confirmation to get in a buy right here. Even though the price, remember last Monday when we were on our Sunday call, I mean our course check-in call, and we were talking about price over here, and I was like, price did move beautifully. It went into a wonderful buy, but I don't care about price just moving. I care about having confirmation as to why price is moving because obviously price went into a straight buy, but outside of me being on the zone, I didn't have divergence. I didn't have really nothing adding up to give me the reason why I was getting in this position outside of understanding that I'm in consolidation. Do you
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? So right here, you didn't know that price was gonna break through this zone unless you waited and then aligned your trend line somewhere else and saw it as a breaking retest.
Mm-hmm.
But some stuff you don't know, and the stuff that you don't know, you don't take. That's how you protect your equity. You're not going to know everything in the market. The market can do what it wants to do. That's why you only trade on positions based off of confirmation, no different than right here. I could assume like the logical thing for right here is that okay, even when I called out divergence right here, the logical thing is price is going to diverge to this foundation level right here. It did not. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not just gonna hop in a sell either. Just because I'm at divergence, I'm not just gonna hop in a sell. I don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know until you have confirmation for why or what is happening. So at the point in which now my confluences are lining up, so now I have, oh, this is the level of resistance right here. Hold on, hold on. This is a support level that is broken. Okay, anything that breaks, I understand I got to retest as resistance. Okay, that broke, retested as resistance. Okay, let me put a fib right here and make sure this even lines up. Put my fib right there. The TP lines with the exit point. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's the stuff you know based off of experience and studying.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sense?
Just, I got a quick question too.
Yeah.
So when you're looking for your breaks and retests, and kind of what I'm just trying to get some clarity. But one thing I look for is just a 1x move in my average true range when I'm looking for like a break and retest, depending on what time frame I'm on. And I just want to know like what are you, I guess how far of an end post you're looking for away from whatever structure that you're looking at
I'm
in
just
order to actually
not,
confirm
I'm
that this
not
is a buy or sell.
anything that doesn't look like it's sitting on price. So meaning,
Okay.
hold on, I'll give you an example. Price needs to push away and come back. It doesn't have to be a sharp impulse down, but it also needs to not sit on a trend line. So for instance,
Hmm.
let's say, uh, actually, I could use this over here, where exactly we are in price. So somebody could put a trend line right here, right? This didn't push away and come back. This was sitting on a trend line. So I'm not gonna use this as a break and a retest, even though price broke and was still up here. You see what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? But you see
Yeah.
right here, price push away, retested this area with wick exhaustion. You see, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, if I go into this price here, you see how price push away and come back? It's not just sitting. You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
would,
So as long as
I
price
would
is getting
enter
away from the
here.
trend line.
So your entry would be here. However, let's say that never happened and let's say that never happened and price was just right here. This wouldn't be a retest right here because price is sitting on this trend line.
Hmm.
It's not until it pushes away and comes back to it that it could be validated as a retest. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I just been using like the average true range just because it gave me better, I guess in my mind, it gave me a better like formula to kind of go by and whatnot. But I also noticed I missed some of my entries just because I get like the impulse to move down, but not take the trade when it comes back up for the retest.
Got it. All right. So I'm a we got 30 minutes. I'm gonna go into Sasha said, just said if it's not clear, then don't take it. Yeah, Sasha, fearless. If it's not clear, don't take it. Okay. That's the best way. Like that's the best way I could ever tell anybody to trade. If it's not clear, don't take it. Because if you take it and it's not clear, you're just gonna be sitting there in anxiety, wondering why you got in a trade. And whether it works out or not, if it works out, great. But who wants to put themselves through that stress? It's just not worth it. Like just wait for the stuff that's clear. And then that's also how your accuracy gets better and better and better. And that's how you can actually track your data and have a system because you can't identify a system with guessing. You will never build confidence if you're just guessing because it's fluff. So even if you see, oh, I won this trade, I won this one. Okay, cool. Damn, I lost this one. It's like if you're guessing and you don't understand even why you got in a position, then when you're actually analyzing how many people, yeah, I mean, you guys know the routine of people that's in the course. Like at the every week when the market closes, you should have analyzed all of your positions for the previous week before you start your markups. When you are doing this recap, basically, that's what it is. When you're doing this recap, there should never be a position that you don't understand. If you lost a position, there should never be a position that you don't understand why you lost the position. You should never get in another trade without realizing why you lost a position if you lost one. If not, you're literally just guessing and you're not even following a system. Make sense?
100%.
I'm on y'all neck. That's how I want to feel. That's how I feel. I want to put my foot on y'all neck. Like I just feel like this is just such a great year, and I just feel like if you really, really lock in, bro, like this, if you lock in and you really tap into yourself, like that's why when I was deciding, because I know some people said that they wanted the psychology call last week. And so when I was deciding what part of the psych, because I feel like I have so many points in psychology that people could just look up. It is on YouTube. Like you could rewatch videos. Like there's endless amount of videos to rewatch. But I'm like, bro, like what really matters? And what really matters is literally becoming the best version of yourself. And I'm telling you that by like literally experience in my entire life. Like when I am my most best version of myself, I surpass everything. Like it's like every single goal that I have, I 10x everything and multiply everything. And I just know for a fact with this knowledge, like if you really just tap into yourself, like remove distractions, anybody that's draining you, get them the F out of your life, like, and just really just focus on this solely, you will be a completely different person at the end of this year, but it's really just dependent on if you choose to lock in or not. Like dibbling, dabbling, being in half in, half out, it ain't going, I mean, it's cool, if you want to do the dance and just hop on the calls and just, tap in only on a Sunday and not really put in the work throughout the week on yourself, like that's cool, but at the end of the year, you still gonna be, it's like, okay, I got the knowledge, but am I applying it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see account increased. I want to see lots increased. I want to see sustainable and transformational increase. Like, I want to see people buying houses and buying cars and giving back and blessing their families and all of those things. Those are the stories that I love. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Like I said, we only got 30 minutes left. So let's go ahead and hold on 1 second. Hey, hold on. Can y'all see me?
Yes.
All right, cool. So
Denise said pre-Mama Jess is coming back to step on our necks.
Mama Jess is coming back to step on y'all next. Can y'all see this?
Yes,
Y'all can see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Shout out to Michael. He came through with the graphics, okay?
I
All
see
right.
that and Nakia side by side.
Oh, you see Nakia?
Hey,
Oh,
girl.
wait, hold on.
We got the tickler at the bottom. It's looking good.
Thanks. Okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
now we see you.
You see me? Mm.
No,
You don't see me.
we do now. But when
Okay.
somebody starts talking, it goes to them.
Yeah, you gotta just pin her.
You gotta pin her.
I'm so sorry. Let me see
Yeah,
if I can
now
make
we
it.
see you and your screen.
Yeah, just you sharing your screen. We gotta just pin you, just so like when people talk, like you also don't move from off our main screen.
Oh, dang. Okay. Pardon me. I wanna, no, I ain't gonna do that because I feel like it's gonna mess up. I was gonna say I'll mute everybody so it don't move, but then if people, what just happened? Oh my God, I just messed it up. Did I just mess it up?
No. I still
Nope,
see
you're
it.
good.
No, you
You're
just
good.
changed your background. It's all good.
No, I messed up the background. Ew. Oh my God, how did I do that? Dang, Michael gonna be. I'm like, girl, what you doing? It's not on a browser, but okay. All right. Okay.
Just off the top, just
Damn, that just blew me. Yeah.
Just
I'm
read it
about to
to
be
us.
on a roll.
The best psychology be coming straight out your head. So we ready.
Yeah, just
Girl,
read it to us.
I know, but to spend so much energy doing that whole PowerPoint, then it's like just gone. I'm like, ugh. I really do want to call him, but if the babies is almost asleep, I don't even want to risk it. I ain't even gonna hold you, okay? Because once I get off this call, I do not want to be responsible for putting them to bed. Shout out to Michael for doing a dad job today.
Shout out.
All right. All right, so I'm gonna just start it just as a share screen. Ew, that sucks. Okay. Can't cry over spilled milk. Get over it, Jess. Okay.
Jess, can you just try Command Shift T and see if that the last thing? Just Command Shift
I
T.
did that
Oh, you did?
already. Yeah,
Okay.
y'all said tab, right?
No, I said Command Shift and T.
Oh no, it's making a noise.
It won't. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm. All right, I'm over it. All right, so we'll just do it this way. Y'all can see my face.
Yes.
All right, you can
yes.
see PowerPoint too.
Yeah, we see the PowerPoint.
Yes, we can see
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. All right, so here we are. Okay, so again, I'm gonna just recap real quick. So I basically decided to again do the psychology call a little bit different today. Tomorrow, I mean, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Next week we will dive strictly on trading alone, but I feel like in order for us to truly be successful at trader, we first have to be better versions of ourselves. And because you can know everything about the market, right? But if you're not the best version of yourself, like it don't even matter. It because everything else will ultimately fail, if that makes sense. So I'm not speaking about anybody individually when I say you, okay? So don't take nothing personal, but I do want you guys to take inventory over your own individual lives and ask yourself, are you operating in your highest versions of yourselves, in the best versions of yourselves? Right here, I put the you that exists today with your current habits will never have the life that you want. It's not an insult, it's mathematics. And the reason I say that is because, again, your input directly determines your output. I kind of used the whole eating healthy example a few moments ago where I said, like, there are people that starting this new year and they're like, oh, I want to lose weight. But it's like they've eaten bad their entire life. So then when they're not seeing results immediately from eating healthy, they get discouraged and they're like, oh, this don't work, this and that. Like I might as well just go back to what I was eating. So it's the exact same way in our everyday lives. But this directly affects trading because what we put into our minds every single day ultimately affects how we view life. And how we view life is a direct effect of our confidence and how we view things and how we move and our like even when you come to the market and you operate based off of fear opposed to um I don't want to say fear opposed to faith, but having confidence to execute a position opposed to having analysis paralysis where you just, oh my God, like, I don't know what's happening right now. And you're just staring at the market and not pressing nothing because you're not even seeing the positions because you're not really tapped in. I'm trying to tell you, all of this stuff is really intercorrelated, okay? And I do want to first start off and say my first habit, and I'm not going to press upon this to anybody, but I used to spend a intentional hour with God every single day, like 2017, 2018. Y'all remember the prayer closet story, all of that. Ever since then, I spend an intentional hour with God every single morning. I do feel like that is why my discernment level is at an all-time high always, okay? But in that, once I had kids, it turned to God on the go. Like I was still tapped in with God and praying, but I was not intentional about my prayer closet no more because I felt like I didn't have time. And then I had to reframe everything. Y'all know I'm on 75 hard. I told you guys that. I actually did 75 hard a couple of times throughout this like past year, but every time I've done it, it's been different. And somebody could say, okay, well, it's a list of rules. How can it be different? But this particular time, I went back to my old habits that I had before my kids. Meaning, when I did 75 hard the first time, I I got done everything, but it was getting it done like a checklist. So before I would go to sleep, I would be like, dang, walking at freaking 10 p.m. at night outside because now I'm done with everything and oh shoot, I didn't finish walking, so let me finish my walk before I go to sleep. Or I would chug the rest of my water before bed, but it wasn't intentional, right? So this time, every single hour of my life, I know where it's going. And then that probably is the single handed most game changer that I ever experienced in my life. And I'm gonna talk about that in a few. But I do this time doing 75 hour, I do the exact same thing every single day at the exact same time every single day. So I get everything done basically even before the world wakes up, to be honest. Like my hour we got like I told you guys this before. I go to gym 4:30 a.m. to 5:30. In the car in the morning on my way to the gym, I'm either listening to a sermon, praying, or doing praise and worship. When I get to the gym, workout. On my time home, I'm literally listening to personal development. So by the time I get home, take my shower, do my affirmations, and eat some oatmeal real quick. Once I get to my trading block, my mind is already super like straight on it. You know what I'm saying? Or straight like what's the word I'm looking for?
On point, aligned.
Locked in.
Locked in,
Activated.
on point. Yeah,
Okay.
all of those things.
Hyper-focused.
My mind is just super tapped in. And then once I yeah, it's just super tapped in. Then I do that trading block. Then I get my kids dressed for school, get them up at 7. They wake up at 7:30 every single morning. 7:30, 8:30, they getting dressed for school. Michael take them to school at 8:30. I'm back at my trading desk. 8:30 to 10 o'clock. And then I'm literally done with my trading block. After that, oh, fireworks, cool. After that, I go straight from that literally to my walk. Okay. Now, the only time that schedule ever changes is at nighttime. I'm always reflecting at night every single day, regardless, because that is how you take an inventory. I'm gonna talk about planning because that's something that I also has like just I would say being intentional about planning has changed my freaking life because every single night I already had my clothes laid out. I specifically, I mean, this might be TMI, but I take a shower downstairs so I don't wake up my kids in the morning. But I already have my clothes down there for after I get out the shower. I already know what I'm putting on. Like I literally have everything so lined up that there is no room for distraction and it's a seamless, it's like a robot. It sounds crazy, but the productivity and the effectiveness of it is out of this world. The only time any of this changes is at night when I'm doing my reflection. If I feel like the market is going to move first thing in the morning, I will wake up even earlier. I mean, I'm already waking up at 3:30. What is 30 more minutes to see if it's going to pop during London session? And typically I will know then, if that makes sense. Okay.
So you mainly just trade New York sessions, but sometimes if you see it's gonna move during London, you'll get in.
For the most part. But sometimes when I like remember, I try to be out the market by Tuesday, Wednesday at the absolute latest. Sometimes when I'm at my desk, my trading block doesn't have to necessarily be me actively trading. My trading block could be me even doing what I tell y'all to do. Sometimes I even like I told you guys, I think I told you guys when I first started 75 hard that I felt convicted one time that I was in my prayer closet. I think this was like the first week where um when God tells us to okay, I do feel like I'm one of the most humble people that there is, right? Meaning in my everyday actions, like I'm not loud with stuff, like I'm not flashy, like I live in a gorgeous house and never posted. When I had my Lambo, never posted it because that's nobody's business. I did this stuff for me, like not for clickbait or likes or none of that. So I'm very humble in that sense. But I felt very convicted in my time with God of being humble and taking for granted the gift and the skills that He's given me. And I think that sometimes when we get really, really good at something, we think that we don't have to practice. And so I felt convicted and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back to putting in the work every single day because really at the end of the day, it's only going to make me better. But I felt convicted because I'm like, dang, like, I mean, I got it. I don't need to do this. But then it's like, but how much more better would you be if you did? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, God, you've given me a gift. Let me make sure I continue to always steward it. And the more tapped in, even when it comes to you guys, like I do feel like also humble, okay, humble. But I feel like I'm a great teacher also. But the more I'm on my charts, being the best trader that I can be, that's only going to carry over to me being even a more better teacher. You know what I'm saying?
You're the best teacher.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate you guys. So I put here, are you busy or productive? I was working really, really hard, but not going nowhere fast. So in my past, right, I remember, and I put this specifically here because I want you guys again to take inventory of your own individual lives right now. So Specifically for me, I remember before I started trading, when I worked 3 jobs when I was living in DC. Okay, so I woke up super early, trained clients literally 5:30 to 8:30, then was at the news station from 9 to 5, and then I would go box. This was around the time that I was like training for Olympics a long, long time ago. And then in the evening, I was a bartender, and I was so exhausted, okay? So exhausted. Like I'm talking about a machine. I feel like I've always had the ability to work hard, but the difference between then and now is I was working hard but not going nowhere. Like I'm talking about every single day, like I did not feel fulfilled. I was working like, and if there's any of you that like you work a job every single day in and day out, and you feel like you cannot catch a break, like this literally how I felt. I was driving my white Toyota Corolla at the time named Isis. And listen, yeah, I just felt like, damn, like what? There has to be more to life. Like I'm literally just working, waking up, working to pay bills, and I was not getting ahead. And I just felt like, okay, how is this gonna change? Like what? Like how am I gonna improve? And so I put here that activity is not the same as accomplishment. Working hard on the wrong things is just as bad as not working at all. Now, obviously, some of y'all have kids, you gotta offer provision and all of the different things. Luckily, I did not have kids at the time. But one thing I will say is, even in that, I had to sustain myself. And I'm like, bro, like, this would be 20 times worse if I did have kids. Like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I can't say I want to be a millionaire. Like, I think that that was a state of delusion, right? Like, okay, obviously the Bible says that have faith as small as a mustard seed, but I think that some people say, "Hey, I want to be a millionaire," but not doing nothing to help them be a millionaire. Like you could say you want something, but if you aren't being intentional about getting it, so what were the things that I needed to change? Me working somebody's 9 to 5 every single day is not going to give me $1 million. So let me assess. Okay, why am I working this 9 to 5? Is it aligned with my purpose? Hell no. Am I miserable? Hell yeah. Am I literally even happy? Hell no. Okay, so why the hell am I here? You know what I'm saying? And that's literally that was it for me. I'm like, bro, like everybody, I don't know how many people know this. I used to work as a news reporter. Did it because when you go to college, you're supposed to get a degree and you're supposed to work in that profession and you're supposed to make money and you're supposed to be self-sufficient, all the different things, and it looked great on paper, but every story was miserable. Oh my God, like freaking the homicides, all this stuff. I don't even watch the news to this day. I feel like I'm scarred, okay? Um, and it's just like, no. So I want you guys to take inventory of where you guys are in your own individual lives. Ask yourself, are you truly happy or are you existing? And then if you are happy or even existing, like there will be times where you have to do stuff and you have to work because that's the part of the plan and that is the part of the process. And that's the part of the molding and shaping that you have to do to get to the place of where you want to be. But that was not it what I was doing. So then when I came back to Atlanta, I worked as a personal trainer and then I used to pray to God like, God, expose my purpose. Like, what's my purpose? Like, help me find my purpose, all these different things. And then that's what trading like just, I don't know, fell in my lap. Like I knew I wanted money. And this girl I knew, she bought a house at 23. I said, girl, tell me what you're doing. And she had this boyfriend that he was a trader. And then I was like, girl, show me. And then she ain't never showed me. But then I just started researching it myself. And I was like, hell no, I'm about to figure this out. Like, let me know. And then here we are. Here we are. So, what are glimpses of understanding your purpose? So, I talked to you guys about The Alchemist. This is a sidebar, real quick. I talked to you guys about this book called The Alchemist a long, long time ago. And in The Alchemist, it talked about something called beginner's luck. Okay. And it talked about how, like, basically the universe, which I don't really subscribe to the universe, I subscribe to God, but the universe will give you something and you will be extremely successful in it at the beginning. And it's like the universe just completely take it away. And then that's your test to see if you are really if you're gonna put in the work to achieving it. Now go read The Alchemist. That's a whole different sidebar. Like I feel like I just really paraphrased and took out
Hey,
different parts,
Jess,
so it might not
could
have
I
been
ask you a
complete.
question?
Yes.
Your friend who never showed you, did you ever like let her know that you got it and doing well with it?
Oh, she knows. She knows.
Oh,
She
okay.
but she don't even do it no more. I think it was more so
Oh,
her boyfriend. They don't not together. She actually she's a doctor now. She don't trade at all.
oh, okay.
But she felt like it wasn't her purpose, which I completely understand. So I feel like that's why she didn't even have an interest in showing me, which was totally fine. Because I do fully feel like, and I believe this, and I've told people this all the time, even if it comes to you guys in approaching my course, I do think everybody should pray to God to identify their purpose. I think sometimes people look at trading for money and then not being in the will of God for their purpose. And I do think people should ask God what their purpose is. I do think that people should always understand the market though, because ultimately, like, it's your life. Like, everything in the market affects the economy, all of the different things. Well, the economy is the market. So I do think you need to be abreast. And if you already have the knowledge, then definitely put it forth and make an extra income. But that doesn't mean that your purpose is trading. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Everybody got their self walk, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. Okay, well, I was on a tangent about something else. Oh, go read The Alchemist and then y'all will see what I'm talking about. All right, next slide. Okay, 95% reality, 35% of people will retire broke, depending on the family, friends, or the government. Top 5% aren't separated by secrets. They are separated by what they do every single day when nobody is watching. They build success one habit at a time with ruthless consistency. I believe this in the pit of my being. Every single thing that you do day in and day out, there are so many people that are just completely undisciplined. Like, completely undisciplined. Like, if I ask, what are three habits that you do every single day? Some people can't tell me something that they do every single day outside of hygiene habits. Brush teeth, take a shower, put on deodorant, that's hygiene habits. We know you have to do that. We know you have to eat every day. But what are three habits that you do every single day, personal development wise, that somebody can say? Ask yourself, what are three of your habits that you do every single day? All right. Does anybody have any? Are there anybody that don't? We not. It's no judgment. We all family here. But
I read my Bible daily. That's
okay,
it.
Mine,
I love that. I love that. Anybody else?
yeah,
I wake
subconscious,
up at 5 a.m.
sub,
and pray.
subconscious trainers after I wake up.
Okay, good.
I be on those
Self-care.
charts daily.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all have? Is there anybody that has three or more daily habits every single day?
I journal, meditate,
Yes.
and then stretch. Those are my main three.
I stretch, I read my Bible, and then pray 3 times a day.
Okay. A couple people said they do. Some people said no. Okay, well, this is no judgment at all. This is a point for you to reflect and assess so that you can move differently in this new year. Okay, so I used to think this was crazy. Like, I remember somebody told me this like years ago that if you double a penny a day in 30 days, you'll have over $10 million. I was like, what? BS. But it's so true. And literally, this is the power of compounding. Okay. Now, I want you to apply this to your everyday habits and what it is that you do, because somebody can do a push up for a day and it's not going to mean anything, right? They could do 10 push ups every single morning Okay, you did it today. All right, you did it one day next month. It's not going to mean anything at all. But if you did 10 push-ups every single day for an entire year, your shoulders, your chest, your biceps, everything will look different at the end of that year. Right? Same with compounding your accounts. The same with knowledge and reading. Somebody can read 10 pages of a book one day. Okay, cool. You read it that one day. But then if you read 10 pages every single day for an entire year, that's like 14, 15 books that year. The average person don't even read one book a year. All right. Okay, so I kind of posted some of these on social media, but this is one of my main ones that I like swear by. Like I wake up before the world wakes up. I feel like you should have an additional 3 hours before the world wakes up every single morning. Now, specifically for me, I specifically wake up super early because I got two babies and I know it takes a lot in the mornings. It takes a lot. And my kids get out of school at 12:30. So I have to wake up early because I have to get everything done early, right? For you guys, it could be different. You don't have to wake up at 3:30 a.m. It could be 5 because the world wakes up, or typically most people start their workday at 8 a.m. So what is 3 hours earlier? 5 a.m. So I put here 5 a.m. Gain an uninterrupted time for your most important work and thinking. This is where, like, when I tell you guys, just your phone not ringing, being able to complete something without your phone ringing, without somebody blowing you up, without somebody needing something, without somebody calling you, hey, can you, hello, how you doing? Can I what? You know what I'm saying? There we go. Um, Doing this every single day, if it's 3 hours a day, that's an additional 720 extra hours per year. And I put right here, you can build a business, you can learn a new skill, you can transform your body. There's a lot you could do with 720 extra hours in a year. All right. Now, some people ask me, do I sleep? Yes, I do actually. That's a part of accounting for my hours. So I typically am in bed by 9 o'clock, except on Sundays because I'm here with y'all. But typically, I will have like 6 straight hours from 9 to 3, and then I will take a nap when my kids get home from school. I'll take a nap with them for 2 hours, okay, from 1 to 3. So then I get all of my sleep. But that's why I say my life is like clockwork, okay? It's uninterrupted time. Habit 2, move your body first. This I love so much because sometimes even I can sometimes I can even feel it when I wake up for like London session, sometimes on the days where I choose to wake up and look at the market first. Like my brain is not as sharp than if I on the days where I work out and stuff before I look at the market. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that like helps me and carries me over is that I look at them the night before, so I already know what I'm expecting at 3. But if I just had to wake up and literally just go to the charts, I would be tired as hell. I ain't even gonna hold you. So specifically, I feel like something good for you guys as traders is to move your body first thing in the morning, flood your body, flood your brain with endorphins and energy, build discipline, muscle by choosing discomfort. This creates a psychological advantage that makes every other task feel easier. I promise you, when you work out every single morning, I swear it's like that's the hardest thing you have to do throughout the day. And then you leave the gym, you be like, oh, net. Okay. All right. Last, read 10 pages. Okay. So assess the accumulated wisdom. I mean, you have access to the accumulated wisdom of the most successful people in history. Your input determines your output. I just mentioned your input determines your output. As I mentioned also is that again, if you read 10 pages of a success book randomly, it's not going to mean anything. But if you read 10 pages every single day, that's about 14 to 15 books every single year. And that's that much knowledge that you would have over a regular individual that don't even read one book per year. And I will say, reading, it just taps your brain into a different frequency. I know some people like audiobooks, but I do feel like when you actually flipping the pages and like really digesting, your mind just takes you somewhere else.
How was your get together?
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do.
So I'll call you back.
We're gonna finish this next week because it's 10:30 and it's super long. And I ain't even nowhere near done. So the only part that sucks is that I really wanted to do a psychology call on trading next week. So that's gonna be pushed back too. But next week I'll figure it out. Next week we're gonna jump straight into this PowerPoint to finish it up. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jessica.
Love you
Good
guys.
night.
Have a great night.
Thank you.